Mr. Chairman, sir, my name is Oshiomhole, National Chairman of the All Progressive Congress. Let me associate myself with all the some of the comments made by my predecessors, my previous speakers, to thank you for inviting us to this session and for all the explanations you have made. On behalf of my party, we have confidence in INEC. But what you have not explained, with due respect, is why did you have to wait till 2 a.m. this morning to realize that you have logistic challenges? Because over the week, some people raised doubt about whether or not INEC was in a position to proceed with the election. And you keep reassuring the country that you are ready. Because like the gentleman from maybe one of the previous speakers said, we have incurred a lot of cost to mobilize party agents to 176,000 polling units across the country. This entails huge cost, it entails huge risk, and there are huge logistics. So as much as INEC has huge logistics to cope with, every serious presidential candidate has just as much huge logistics to cope with. But unlike INEC that can fall on public treasury, political parties have to look for resources to mobilize their agents to various polling points. So you beg the question with due respect when you say if inconveniences have been caused. Serious inconveniences have been caused. Nigerians have been subject to rude shock. And I don't know what anybody think. I feel very extremely cold. So if I say congratulations, commendation, what will we do if the thing was successful? I think we should be honest. I am shocked. I am disappointed. I am disgusted. And the real question that I will insist, Mr. Chairman, with all due respect, is to tell us why by Wednesday you were not in a position, since you acknowledged that the weather was bad, you should have taken all of this into account and announced this postponement at least 48 hours before the due time, so that political parties don't have to mobilize resources across 176,000 polling units. Observers will stay where they are, and a lot of inconveniences will be saved. Yes, we have postponed election before, and we should not distort history. The election that was postponed in 2015 was at the instance of the then president, who cited security reasons. It was not by INEC. The one that was postponed in 2011 was a result of inconclusive materials. But we don't have to be detained by the imperfections of the past. We ought to have benefited from those lessons. And in all of this, the key issue is not whether election was postponed. Why at 2 a.m.? Why at 2 a.m. on the day of the election? You have more, you have explanation more to do. Because for me, it's not enough to, I don't associate myself to say, to those who say commendation. No, let's be honest. Let's be honest. In 2015, we improved on 2013. If we had the benefit of 1 week notice that the thing is postponed, we will save a lot in terms of time, in terms of inconveniences, and even the shock. For those who are there to observe, I don't know what to think, but for we, the real players, it's a huge shock. I'm happy with the rather moderate tone of the PDP, but me, I come from a village this morning. I didn't sleep all night. We mobilized all day. So I ask you, sir, why didn't you inform us at least 48 hours before, when you notice that you have issues with the weather, you have issues with logistics, and at the airport, people can see a lot of cargoes? You didn't know all of this until 2 a.m. this morning? For me, time is the issue. And I want to associate myself with the young lady who said, of course you can't but accept responsibility. It doesn't offer me any comfort. I think you must go further to apologize to the Nigerian nation, because you have embarrassed us as a country and as a people. Now, I know how we have to work hard to keep to your administrative guidelines with regards to nomination of candidates, conducting our primaries. And you have been extremely hard. So why should we accept your explanation now? So on behalf of the All Progressive Congress, we demand apology from INEC. We insist that it is wrong to have announced it at 2 a.m. You had the benefit to have announced it much earlier so that you can save us the cost that we have incurred. Of course, it will be academic if we were to say you pay us. Okay, maybe we can go to court and ask you to pay. We can provide the evidence. But let me also say that the second question about consultation. Societies are not driven only by adherence to law. There are things that are necessary. You need to consult. And when we came here, able to find a seat, we are told that they are reserved for observers. I said, no, it should be first for the players, then the observers. This is about Nigeria people. It's not about our friends. It's about us. It's about us as a people. So please, as much as I listen attentively to all your explanation and I cannot fault them, the only thing that is missing is, given all this part that you know, why wait till 2:30 a.m. when most decent Nigerians have gone to bed? We woke up this morning to find that there is no deal. I can accept that.
Thank you.
I insist we need apology. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, each and everyone. The chairman of the YDP, the Young Democratic Party, asked a couple of questions. That the Commission should apologize to Nigerians for the postponement of the elections. I think it's just a matter of which adjective you use. In the last paragraph of my statement, I think I've done so without using exactly the same adjective that you use. But it amounts to the same thing. First and foremost, we are public officers, accountable to the Nigerian people, and our first responsibility is the protection of the public interest. And we take that responsibility seriously. I said so on my behalf as chairman and on behalf of the commissioners. We regret what happened yesterday or early this morning. Chairman APC, why did the commission have to wait until 2 in the morning to make a statement? Until close to 2 in the morning, we were still confident that elections will hold. For 3 days, since Wednesday, many of the commissioners, including myself, have virtually been sleeping at the Abuja airport. We mobilized all national assets to ensure that we deliver what remains of electoral logistics to locations and to conduct the elections. But unfortunately, we couldn't continue with the elections the way elections are supposed to be conducted. And therefore, we took the bold decision of making the statement that we did. But we were there at the airport with all the people that can provide any support that you can imagine, including contact with private airlines to get cargo airplanes that can deliver electoral logistics to locations. But as I said, after the 2015 general elections, this nation needs a conversation on the management of elections. We'll come back to it big time.